Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com. Right now I want to get your mindset on what needs to be done as a three-man militia, but not so much as the three-man militia part, but as a militia. The idea of a three-man militia is it's easy to get together two other people. And when you get these groups of threes and you combine them together, you already have leadership at that three-man level. And you need that because when it's time to take action, you won't be able to get each individual and try to teach them anything. It's and try to make them work together. So it's a lot easier when they're broke down in threes. And like I say, that's what we did in Vietnam in the Marines, and our leadership was down at the three-man level. So then we always had good, stable leadership. Okay, now the reason I'm telling you this is because during an emergency, we're talking about, now I want to talk about a natural emergency. Hurricanes, tornadoes, this type of stuff. Your meeting areas should be at police departments, sheriff departments, fire departments. Okay, the reason that is because those locations are the ones that are going to need your help. That is why I suggest once you get your militia organized and you have some kind of knowledge to share, then you go to your local sheriff and let him know, what you're doing. Okay, because like I say, in time of emergency, he's going to need you. He's going to need you on all the manpower you can muster. Okay, now this is the sticky part. Now, what I was talking about is at a time of an emergency, such as a natural disaster. Okay, other emergencies you may not be aware of. Tornadoes, hurricanes, these are happening. But there's some emergencies you will not be aware of. And you won't know until the sheriff department, a representative, a deputy, or a few deputies, highway patrol or whatever, arrive at your local fire department, and or FBI, federal agents of some type, some of the ABC organizations, arrive at your sheriff department or police department. Once they arrive there, the emergency's already started. But like I say, they just don't tell you until they pull up there. And then they tell you that they have the authority. They have the authority now. They're taking charge. And once someone comes into your area from the outside and advises you that they're taking the authority, the emergency has begun. And you have a problem at that moment. That's why you need to be organized now. Once these people show up, this is where it's going to get really tough. You're going to find out if you've got the balls for freedom. You need to explain to these outside sources that they do not have the authority in your area. They have to work through the local authorities. Now, depending on what the circumstances is, this is going to be another sticky step. And that will be if you have a good sheriff. Now we're right back to you have to introduce yourself to the sheriff. Make him understand what's going on. If you have a good sheriff, you can tell these people, these outside sources that come in, whether they're the state or federal or whoever the hell they are, coming into your local area, that the authority here is the sheriff department. They have to go through the sheriff. And the sheriff is going to have to come to you and advise you on what's going on. Told you. Being free isn't easy. It's not easy and it's not cheap. Because these outside people coming in, trying to convince you they have authority, they will have weapons, they will have manpower. They're probably going to have armored vehicles. You cannot let them take the authority of your local area. You cannot. What I suggest, right when you see some kind of authority type figures coming into the area, you muster your people at the police departments, local police department, local sheriff department, and local fire departments. You take physical possession of those facilities. In other words, you are inside those facilities with armed personnel, militia members. And you only need so many inside. They will be inside. You need enough to, like I say, physically hold that facility. You will have more members of other militias on the outside of those facilities. Any authorities that think they have the authority will be outside the facility, sitting in their armored car or their car, or they can set up a tent outside or something like that. But they do not take the physical control over the facility. Fire department, police station, and sheriff department. Once they take physical control of those facilities, they will have your communications under their control. If it's like fire departments, they'll have all of their rescue equipment under their control, and emergency equipment. In all the facilities, they'll have control of all the emergency equipment. And a lot of this emergency equipment not only is first aid, but is in firearms and other items needed in an emergency. So like I say, the fight has begun. If you recognize their authority, if you sit back and you allow them to come in and take control of your local facility, you've lost already. From that moment on, you've lost everything. And all you're going to be trying to do is just hang on what little bits you can. That's why you have to take control of those areas. I would suggest now, like I did earlier, you organize, and as a representative of your three-man militia, I don't care how many three-man militias there are, you introduce yourself to the local sheriff. Hopefully, you'll be a good sheriff, and he'll appreciate your support. If not, he's going to know he's going to have some problems later on. And the more of you keep showing up, offering your support, the more problems he's going to know he's going to have. Don't forget, the sheriff works for you. This is one of these things you might not do anything about what goes on in D.C., but you definitely have control of what goes on in your local area. And if you choose not to take advantage of that, you don't deserve your freedom. And don't bring your sorry ass over to where I'm going to be. Okay, you might want to talk to the local sheriff or local fire chief. Like in my particular case, I joined a volunteer fire department. And not only that I join them, I try to work with them. I try to help them the best I can. I offer classes to other volunteer fire departments. They might not be local. They might be the next volunteer fire department over, or even across the state. It doesn't make any difference. We're right back to what I said. We're going to need each other to get through this mess. This country, our great nation, did not come about because of our great government. We had authority over our government, and that's what made us great. I have not given that authority to them. You might have. I haven't. So I suggest you get your mindset now and take the proper steps. This is Mike, NoStressMike.com.